Good morning, Year 2. Today is Tuesday the 23rd of June. I can't believe it's nearly the end of June. We're carrying on with our learning about fractions today, and we're going to be showing half and quarter. So let's start by marking our work from yesterday. So yesterday we were making equal parts, and in question 1 we needed to circle the objects that are cut into equal parts. So we should have circled this one here because we can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. We should have circled this one here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. We should have circled this one here where there are 4 equal parts, and then this one here as well because there are 1, 2, 3 equal parts. In question 2 we needed to cross out the shapes that do not have equal parts, so we should have crossed out the 3 that you can see with a cross on down here. The other 2, I can see clearly that each part is equal to the other parts in that whole shape. If we were to fold them or cut them and overlap them. The second page, you needed to draw some lines to cut the rectangles into a certain number of parts. So question 3, we should have drawn a line here so that we have 1, 2, 3 equal parts. For question 4, we should have drawn a line right through the middle, a horizontal line, so that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Question 5, this time we needed to add 2 lines to cut the rectangle into 4 equal parts. So we should have a line here and here, and that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. And then lastly, we needed to add 3 lines this time to cut the rectangle below into 8 equal parts. So we needed to add 3 horizontal lines, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Well done, everybody. Okay. Let's get going with today's lesson. So for today, we're going to need our 2B workbooks again, some spare paper, a pencil, and your partner that you normally work with. Right, let's have a look at our in focus. So on this slide, you can see a picture of a cake. Now, Ravi and Hannah want to share this cake. How can they share the cake equally? I'd like you to pause the video and talk to your partner about what you think they can do so that they share the cake equally. So you may have told your partner that they could cut the cake into 2 equal pieces. Like you can see here, we've got 1, 2 pieces, and they are equal. If we were to cut down this line and put them on top of each other, they would overlap exactly, so we know they are equal. Each piece is half of the whole cake. Each piece is 1 part out of 2 equal parts. And when we write that as a fraction, we write it as 1 out of 2 equal parts. So Ravi would get half of the cake and Hannah would get half of the cake too. Here is another way actually that they could have shared the cake. They could have cut the cake in half a different way by cutting a horizontal line across there. And here we can see that 1 part out of the 2 equal parts is shaded, just here. So we know that half of the square is shaded. And again, when we write 1/2, we write 1 part out of 2 equal parts. So 1/2 of this square is shaded. Now, Now, what if we wanted to share the cake equally between 4 children this time? Pause the video and discuss with your partner how they might share it equally between 4 of them instead. Now, you may have told your partner that they would need to cut it twice. They would need to cut once down a vertical line and again down a horizontal line. And then they're left with 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Now, 1 part out of the 4 parts is shaded. So we would write that as a fraction as 1 part out of 4 equal parts. And that fraction is called a quarter. So 1/4 of the square is shaded. We also read 1/4 as 1/4 because there are 4 equal parts. Now, I wonder if you can think with your partner of another way to share the cake into quarters. Pause the video and you might want to do some drawings to see if you can cut the cake into quarters in a different way. Have a go and pause the video. Okay, so I wonder if you came up with this way. We could divide or share the cake into quarters by drawing 2 horizontal lines, and we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. We know they're equal because if we were to fold along our lines, the 4 pieces would overlap exactly. And here, 1 part out of the 4 equal parts is 1/4. You may have told your partner they could share it this way as well, by drawing 1, 2, 3, or cutting 3 horizontal lines. And again, then we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. And here is 1/4 because it's 1 out of the 4 equal pieces. And remember, another way to name a quarter is to call it 1/4. So, for your guided practice today, in question 1, it says which pictures show half or 1 piece out of 2 parts of the shape are shaded. Which pictures show half of the shape shaded? So you can tick the ones that you think are showing half. Question 2, which pictures show 1/4 of the shape shaded? So 1 part out of the 4 equal parts shaded. Again, you can tick the ones that you think are correct, or draw them, or maybe give them a letter or a number, whatever's easiest for you. Question 3, which pictures show half or 1/4 of the shape shaded? So this time you're looking out for shapes showing 1/2 and shapes showing 1/4. And then in question 4, you need to match the same numbers. And you've got 2 fractions here, then you've got some words, and you've got a number over here to match up the same ones. This should take you between 5 and 10 minutes. Pause the video and off you go. So let's have a look and see how we got on. So for question 1, this blue triangular shape is showing half of the shape shaded because 1 part out of the 2 equal parts is shaded. And the green rectangular shape is showing half of the shape shaded as well because 1 out of the 2 equal parts is shaded. The other 2 shapes are not showing half shaded in because the 2 parts aren't equal. Question 2, which pictures show 1/4 of the shape shaded? We should have ticked this one, and this one, because in all of those there are 4 equal parts and only 1's been shaded in. Question 3, we needed to show which ones have 1/2 or 1/4 of the shape shaded. So the first one was this rectangular shape here. 1 out of the 4 parts is shaded in. So 1/4 has been shaded. This green one, half of the shape has been shaded because 1 out of the 2 equal parts has been shaded in. The pink one is also showing half of the shape shaded because there are 4 equal parts and 2 have been coloured in or shaded in. And we know that 2 is half of 4, so half of the whole shape has been shaded. And then lastly, the red one, the circle's been split into 4 equal parts and one of them is shaded in, so 1/4 has been shaded. Number 4, match the same numbers. Now we should have matched this fraction, 1 out of 2 to 1/2. We should have matched the fraction 1 out of 4 to 1/4, but also, hopefully we remembered, we can also call a quarter 1/4 because it's 1 out of 4 equal parts. And then we should have matched 1 to the number 1, which means 1 whole. Well done, guys. Okay, this is what your independent work looks like today. So you're working on page 97 and 98 in your workbook. On the first page, you're doing something really similar to what you did in your guided practice. So for question 1, you need to circle the pictures that show half of the shape shaded. For question 2, you need to circle the pictures that show 1/4 of the shape shaded. For question 3, you need to colour the shapes below to show 1/2. You can use any colour you have, even just your normal pencil. And question 4, colour the shapes below to show 1/4. I'm going to talk about your challenges now, but good luck, and let's find out what the challenges are today. So there are 2 optional challenges for you to have a go at today. The first one over here, you need to look at the shapes and the fractions and the words and decide which one is the odd one out, and then explain why. The second challenge, it says that Amy is folding 2 identical paper strips. And identical means the same, exactly the same. She says, I think 1/4 of the strip will be bigger than 1/2 of the strip because 4 is bigger than 2. Use paper strips to prove Amy is incorrect. Take a photo of your paper strips to show me or to show Miss Cagney. If you don't want to use paper strips for whatever reason, you could draw pictures instead to prove that she's incorrect. Best of luck, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow.